rooms we have to be in, it's kind of, it washes out if we don't make it dark. So I apologize for that. So some of you just were here hearing about Excel, and the relationship it's a program here at Lawrence Jones, and we refer to students in Excel as Excel, but they're LJ students. And we refer to LJ as traditional LJ, because it is, the traditional approach, as traditional as things are this, this day and age with Common Core, which we're totally up to speed on. So anyway, I'll get started with our presentation. So this is a little bit of a shot from our robotics program. It actually has a drone, and this is a little bit of a shot to kind of give a perspective of what this presentation is about. It's like maybe a 200-foot description, not a 30,000-foot, but like a 200-foot description of Lawrence Jones. So if you want kind of the more practical nitty-gritty that is later on as far as the classes, I'll certainly take questions a little later. But I do want to introduce a few people. So in the dark over there is Miss Pike, one of our counselors. So she handles 6th grade and 8th grade this year. And Ms. Broden is over there also in the dark. With Ms. Broden, hi, that's our assistant principal. And here for the district office is Mr. Matt Marshall. He's our student services director for Pitatiwar Park. And if you need translation, Raquel is up there also for the district office. Hold on, Raquel. Okay. I think I got everybody. So, all right. So again, we like our drone. The robotics program is it's vital, and they have little projects that I put them out on to go ahead and do. So there's actually a nice little video on our website about the drone flyover. We got it last year, and it's just like a nice toy that we have. So presentation was, why is LJMS a great school? And we're going to go over some of those reasons. Parent involvement is huge. We have a PTSA, which just all schools have. We all have 4 really active parent groups as well. We'll talk about student life, and then what we call our AAA school, which is academic, arts, and athletics. And those are the three main pieces. I mean, I think the pictures will speak to you. This is mostly pictures, because I think I can talk about the pictures, and it's not a bunch of kind of words up on the slide like this one is. We'll talk about character ed a little bit as well, because that's a big piece of what we do here with our cornerstones, and a little bit of a picture tour. Because rather than have you guys kind of walk around a big, dark, empty school, I took some pictures just today. Miss Broden took some pictures yesterday, just to give you an idea of the inside of some of the classrooms, and if you haven't been on our campus. So how many families are here from our feeder schools, Hahn and Evergreen? I just want to get an idea. Okay. So thank you. Hahn and Evergreen will have our 5th grade students come in March for what we call sneak peek, and we'll have another info night. I think is it before? It's right before the sneak peek, so you can kind of get the sneak before the sneak peek. So these are our parent groups. This banner is hanging in our parking lot to remind parents that to be active in the middle school, it really is about being on the different parent groups to help with logistics for what the kids want to do and the different programs they want to be involved in. So PTSA is kind of the umbrella group, and we have a very active, wonderful PTSA. And there are 13 elected officers at this point, and it's very, very active. They meet first Thursday of the month. MSABC is our middle school athletics boosters club, and that actually services both middle schools here in town. And this group actually brought sports back when it was cut about 10 years ago, and they're vital to making sure that we have a great number of sports, which I'll go over. MS Papa is another shared parent group with Tech Middle School. It's Middle School Performing Arts Boosters Association, and that is about band and drama. And that meets the first Wednesday of the month, and we have our ELAC and XLPA as well. XLPA is the parent group that just Mr. Ed Kleitz just spoke to. He's the president of that association. So student life. So this is This slide's only a couple of, maybe a month old, but we have about 18 clubs on campus at this point because students add clubs as they have interest and want to kind of get together. So first of all, we have a few that are interested in, say, you know, Pokemon or whatever. We have a One Direction club if you're interested in that. So, I mean, so what they do is they get a form and they find a teacher that's an advisor and they can have a club. So we have a few different dance clubs, drawing club, and so on and so forth. So aside from the clubs, we have ASB, which is not technically a club, but it does meet at lunch. It's our associated student body. It's very active on campus. You'll see some of those pictures. Our honor program is a big part of how we recognize students, and you'll see some of that. I'll talk about that. Jaguar Merit program is our school-wide citizenship points program that's been in place here since I got here 6 years ago. And it's really popular with kids. There's lots of nice prizes and nice things they can get from that. And the teachers, it's just good feedback to the kids. And as a parent, you can kind of get a gauge of how things are going at school by asking them, like, how many merits do you have right now? It's a good conversation starter. So we'll talk more about merits here in a bit. We have rallies and concerts and different things, and I'll show you a picture of a concert or middle school. It was a special concert we put together, so we put together some nice features wherever we can. Talent shows, and then we have a big stand up and speak out event that our wonderful counselors, they go into each and every classroom, talk about bullying, what it is, what it isn't, and what you do about it, and then we culminate that into a nice lunchtime activity where the kids sign a pledge board, and we have a kind of a nice radio station was out here. We had a band play at our gym. I got a picture of that I'll show. And it's about having the awareness of bullying and what to do about it, and we're going to take a stand against bullying at Lawrence Jones. And then we have some academic competition clubs as well. So we have a writing contest that happens every year on campus. That one's local. We have the 8th grade awards night. But actually, I think we'll talk about it later, maybe, but I'll just cover it just in case. We have some other competition clubs that meet at lunch. We have the North Bay Science Challenge Club, which goes and competes against other schools. It's like what the Science Decathlon used to be. We have the Speech and Debate Club that goes and competes at St. Vincent. We actually won it about 4 years ago. We're there with a lot of other private schools, and we're not a private school, I should say other, but we're there with a lot of private schools, which is interesting, and our students compete well in that. So we have some competition clubs as well. So this is ASB an event at lunch, and I don't know if you know this young man. He's a little character. That's Nafe. He's at the high school right now, and he was encouraging the pie eating contest, which is basically whipped cream, but they had fun. So that's our Friday fun activities. Kids sign up to do all kinds of goofy things, and they get goofy prizes. And you see a pirate hat, which is part of the theme of that day. And so that's put on by our associated student body. This is an event that was put on. So part of rewarding good behavior with our merits, and I'll talk about that in more detail. The ASB puts on kind of a cookies and milk party in the winter time. So students that have over 100 merits, they're honored, and we serve around 600 sets of cookies and milk to students by grade level. They have a little party in the quad. In the spring, it's root beer float, and so they arrange the milk in an interesting way, so I thought that was kind of cool. And here's a picture of them serving, all student run. They're really excited about making sure that they're serving their fellow students. Here's a blurry picture, but it's some of our rallies that you'll see throughout this slideshow. Around the school, you'll see this word cloud poster, and actually the title isn't here because this was before the actual printing. We had it printed up at Rancho Cotati. They do all of our printing, really. This is what we call the LJ way. And what I did is I took our school mission and I put it into a program called Wordle, and then the words that come up the most, it's like the biggest. And so I think it just kind of shows our priorities here at Lawrence Jones. These are trophies won at the event called the Tough Mudder Meets Survivor, which we had last year. We're planning to have it again this year. So basically it's a mud obstacle course. And so if you look closely, the boys are quite wet and muddy, and they won and they were happy. And so that was a PTSA event that was a fundraiser. So we have, like I said, lots of campus activities. So this whole series of slides is about student life, of course. And this is our Halloween dance. Now, this isn't the dance floor, because the dance floor is actually the gym, but what we do is we have lots of other things for students to do. Face painting, there's like a fortune telling booth over here, and a little picture booth right here. Sometimes we'll pull out the ping pong tables. Our PTSA owns a bunch of ping pong and foosball and that kind of stuff. And so that's our dances, but the other part, it's hard to take pictures of the other part because it's a dance. I don't know who that guy is, but I'll come back to him later on. All right, so this is our Excel program. They actually every other year, it's a secret, but they put on a flash mob, Michael Jackson's Thriller. And so the idea of the flash mob is nobody knows it's coming, and they just start performing to music, and they're dressed up as zombies, and pretty neat. What's going around this time of year is we have flower grants that students can buy for other students, parents can buy for students, and it's an ASB fundraiser. We're pretty happy about that. Here's a concert we had this year with a part of our No Bully program. Our Bully Awareness Month and our culminating week in the talks that the counselors do. This type, what was the name of the band again? What was the name of the band? New District came out. We worked with the radio station who usually comes out, and then New District came out. It was like a little boy band, and it was pretty awesome. And I think there's a video there's all kinds of videos on YouTube of it, and probably a link to our website somewhere. They came in and put a concert on to help kind of get kids excited about the message, and they put a nice positive message themselves out that I wasn't really expecting, so it's pretty awesome. Every year we're in the parade. We've won awards the last couple of years, and we take the parade seriously here at Lawrence Jones. We have any student that wants to walk in the Founders Day Parade. We have our bands, which you can't really see them, but they're basically towed by this truck on the flatbed behind them. We have Excel is in there. We have our drama program that walks as well and does performances along the way. Maybe you've seen us in the parade, but that's one of our projects we'd like to kick the year off with and get everybody excited with. This is a rally game, so they have to put on a bunch of really big clothes, different stations, and race, and so we put on different rally games. At the beginning of the year, we have a set of assemblies. We do rally games there. Then we have a full rally right before spring break, where we honor all of the sports teams, and hopefully we hang in pennants that might be won. Last year we won the soccer pennant in the league, and we're pretty happy about that. So academics. So the first set of slides was academics, and this actually just stole this from the Community Voice. Who's the Community Voice? I don't know if you guys know Brett. Great kid. But so basically, challenging academics all the way, and it's the Common Core, which is the law of the land, and our teachers are expertly putting that out every single day. We have our Expeditionary Learning Magnet program. We have what we call our X classes, which are advanced for 7th and 8th grades. They're our advanced classes. You might think of them as precursors to the honors and AP track at our high schools. SOAR classes is Students on Academic Rise. So it's a special program for 8th graders that need a little boost, a little help. And we have our 6th grade academy. So our 6th grade here is called Academy, and that's really from the days where there was a couple years where students could choose to come to Lawrence Jones in the 6th grade, or they could choose to stay. There was a couple years we had that. So we still call it the Academy because it is built different than the rest of Lawrence Jones. 6th grade is built a little different because they're blocked. So they see the same teacher for science and math, then they see the same teacher for English and history, and that reduces the number of teachers they see coming into the 6th grade. That way they don't have to deal with 6 teachers and 6 places to be. It just reduces. So they do have to go find PE, which after the first day isn't so hard, and they have to go find their enrichment class that they take every trimester. So every trimester they get a new enrichment class, and I'll talk about those in a bit. So we like to bring guest speakers in. So this classroom brought the Buck Institute. I'm not sure if you guys know who those guys are, but the Buck Institute came out. and they did a presentation. The kids were swabbing different surfaces in their house, and they grew them in a lab, and they brought back and go, here's your kitchen sink, and here's the bacteria that your kitchen sink produces. Some project-based learning with our history, so we had the students transform themselves into centurions. This is Miss Hawkins' 6th grade class out, and they're learning about the different flags, and it's a part of the history unit that she was teaching. Our Excel program out in the field, you know, cooking a nutritious dinner for themselves, and you see the tents in the background. That looks, maybe that's Pomo, I'm not sure. We have a fantastic PE program, and you know it's kind of a bridge between academics and athletics. It's not technically athletics, but we do have a wonderful PE program that really has kids stretch their comfort level and their abilities. And if you notice, we do have all students wear a particular uniform for PE, a dress. It's a dress code for PE, so we ask them to go ahead and change out for PE. And then that way they don't sweat in their street clothes, and then they change back into their street clothes to go back to the rest of their day. They could have first period PE, could have third, could have 6th. There's no showers, we don't do the showers here. And for incoming 6th graders, it's a big deal to locker room for maybe a week, and then it's, you know, it's no big deal. All that newness passes. This is our Excel program at the Southern California Adventure Trip. I'm not sure which museum this is, but that was a pretty shot we put in. We had a student in science using a loop to look at minerals. And this is our planner. And so each student is given a planner, and I took a picture of this one because this one was beautifully filled out. It didn't say no homework, no homework, no homework all over it. It actually has the assignments that she's working on, and she's a little embarrassed I took the picture, but it was a good example for really to show to other students, this is what it's supposed to look like. And so that's a way that we work, all the teachers work with the students on staying on top of their work. Project, it's the mummification project in 6th grade. They take a stuffed animal, and probably from home, and they take out the brains through the nose, just like a mummy. And so they take the stuffing out through the nose, and they put it in the sarcophagi, and it's a nice reenactment of ancient Egypt and their customs. Another shot of Excel. This is a project called Historical Imposters, and so we have Napoleon and other notable folks there. They each give a presentation, more mummification for the 6th grade academy. This is also an Excel shot. This is a ceremony at the end of the year called Pomo, and it's at the Pomo campgrounds. We have students here in the science class taking apart owl pellets. Lots of hands-on at traditional Lawrence Jones. We do have many MacBook carts, or we have a MacBook cart, and we have many Chromebook carts that are used for research, and they're using a particular program called Language at this point. That's with the headphones. And so now the arts, and so I mean, the school really does shine in this area. We have tech arts, visual arts, fine art, drama, speaking and debate, which is actually taught by the drama teacher, but in 6th grade it's speaking and debate. Business skills, robotics, band, culinary, and textile arts, that's cooking and sewing, right? That actually is our most popular enrichment. So you might know the name elective. They're not electives because they don't choose to take it. The idea is, and there are 3 years here at Lawrence Jones, they're going to take all of it. Now, Excel doesn't take our wonderful enrichment wheel. Every trimester, they don't have those art classes to go to and things like that. They can take band, but band is one of the year-long commitments here. Otherwise, they're trimester. And some paper mache. That's our drum line. It's kind of a club outside of, it meets out of band students, and they're performing at a rally. We have our culinary textile arts class with, was that baked potatoes? It was baked potatoes they're showing?
Twice baked potato day.
That was baked potato day. They come around, it's great.
Yeah. I ate that.
That's our wonderful band up here on this stage. That's Mr. Frankel, our band teacher. And where's that? I'm not sure what maybe that was freckles. It's on this stage. We have a nice stage though. On this stage though, we have drama productions. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4 productions a year that is done by our wonderful drama teacher, Ms. Shack. So she teaches classes here. But drama is actually a club where they do the productions out of. And this, I think this was Cinderella. We just got done with Beauty and the Beast, which I'll show a quick clip of, but the sound is acting a little funky with the buzzing, so we'll see how that goes. Culinary textile arts, digital arts, and I had to take a picture of this because this is absolutely a piece of art here. This is fantastic. So he was pretty excited about his digital makings. Again, culinary textile arts, salads, cooking. Also a part of culinary textile arts, they have an egg baby at some point. They have to take care of it and not let it get broken and break and all that. This is a robotics class, having the robotics challenge go. More digital arts. And this is our band getting ready for the parade. I believe that was this year. Just makes it at least for a good picture. It was a 50s rocking, I think it was 50s rocking theme, and so we all wore kind of these crazy fedoras. So these are middle school together for, I believe this is the winter band concert that happens just before winter break. It's actually fantastic. The band plays for like 90 minutes. There's a bunch of little mini shows throughout. Glee clubs sometimes get up and they sing, and sometimes we have guitar groups that get up and do some numbers, and we have a couple rally games. But this is what our youth looks like. It's full of our great students. This is Lion King, which happened last year on this stage. Once again, it's a drama club that puts this together. More digital art. Our band again. All right, so let me see if the sound will behave at this point. That's Gaston. All right, my apologies on that. I will play it though because it's pretty impressive, but it's way more impressive with the sound, trust me. You can find it on YouTube. Great costumes, great sets. A lot of it's parent generated. Ms. Shack is fantastic. There are some teachers that help with some of the voice portions and choreography portions. Some of the students, some of the former drama students from the high school come down and help coach some of the students as well. It's just a fantastic program. So this is the main ensemble. I think it's called Be Our Guest. Be Our Guest. And it really is a shame I don't have the sound because our band does sound great. This is also on YouTube. So this is Mr. Frankel. This is at Wild Hall. So if you are a parent of the district, maybe you have been to Wild Hall. If you have a band, is there any band parents here that's been to Wild Hall with the honor band? Okay, so in the elementary, only the honor band goes, but all of Lawrence Jones, Tech Middle, and Rancho, they all play at the Green Music Center, which is such an honor, at Wild Hall. And that's Mr. Frankel because he's dressed like Darth Vader, by the way, because it's the theme for Star Wars. And they're having a lot of fun with it, and they actually sound fantastic. And I'm sorry that the buzzing was here and I couldn't show you that. So athletics. So we have 6 different sports, but there's different, there's boy and girl teams, and there's 6th grade teams, and there's 7th grade teams, and there's 8th grade teams. So there's 12 teams total. We're looking to add boys volleyball this year, so I guess that's 13 because we are short one boy sport. Cross country is available to 6th graders. Basketball is available to 6th graders as well, but they have to play in a separate league because our normal league doesn't like 6th graders to play for some reason. Soccer is it a 7-8 team. 6th grade is available to do track and wrestling, and also cross country, and also basketball, boys and girls. And so this is actually one of our basketball teams that took up the tradition of dressing in a shirt and tie before games, and they actually traveled. This is an 8th grade team a couple years ago. They actually would travel to the other schools in a shirt and tie. Have a nice little tradition that the coach, Mr. Corey, would do. So the cross country meet on our campus, and soccer team from this year, probably the best uniforms on campus, absolutely. Not exactly an athletics team, but I just threw it in there. It's a PE class, and they're doing a little spin circuit training, which is kind of nice. That's our league champions for cross country this year. And that's our girls, really excited about cross country, so they were actually standing in front of our gym cheering the boys as they came on. And I just kind of happened upon them and it was like, took a great picture, and they're just having a lot of fun. Girls volleyball team, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of Jaguars getting the pin. We get to use the Rancho track for our track, which is 6, 7, 8. It's a beautiful place to go and run. We do practices here on our crushed granite track, but it's a real nice experience for having kids running on the rubberized track. Volleyball again. This is our 6th grade basketball team from last year, and they did really, really well. One more basketball shot. Okay, and this one, it's actually a little play-by-play that I found that without the sound, you can't hear the commentary, so it's kind of fun. So back to the presentation, now we're at the character education and school culture portion. So these are all the intangibles that makes Lawrence Jones a great place. I don't know if you noticed, but when you walked in, we have some banners hanging with what we call our 4 cornerstones. And when this school was named Lawrence Jones after a safety officer, Lawrence E. Jones, who, I don't know, raise your hand if you know Lawrence Jones or know of Lawrence E. Jones. So he passed away before the school was named after him, before the 2 middle schools in town merged together. And the staff got together and they were, with the family, they were wondering what made him such a great community person. And they came up with 4 words, which we call our cornerstones, and it's our character education pieces. So it's integrity, perseverance, service, and discovery. And we talk about these at the beginning of the year and all year long. We have constant conversations with students, what these mean to us, what we hope these mean to our students, and we're pretty proud of our character ed piece. They have icons that are associated with each of them. Each one has a folklore that is associated to help the students kind of access what the deal is. The really ornate dog right here is a Celtic dog called Cushaway. This man accidentally kills his neighbor's dog. It's an Irish folklore. And the dog was supposed to guard the blacksmith's shed. And so the man having integrity, long story short, he ended up guarding the shed himself until a new dog could be trained. And so that's just one of the folklores we put out, is how you can have integrity as a student here. What you'll see here, this is actually hanging in House 1, and this is called a stole. And maybe the picture that I stole from the Community Voice, if you recall, I could back up maybe, but the student was wearing it in our 8th grade promotion ceremony. And the idea is they wear this to show off all their school awards. So every piece of paper that students get here that's a trimester award comes with a badge, free of charge. It's given to the students. It's sponsored by PTSA and our ASB. And it's actually a token and reminder of their achievement. And so students have a stole full of badges to wear at their 8th grade promotion ceremony. So it's just a nice way to show off a sign of honor. So as far as how we recognize students, we have a trimester awards, merit reward activity, merit gift card drawing, restate day, and badges and stoles. And these are all the different badges on a poster, kind of explaining to the kids. These are in this poster is in their planner, and it talks about what the award is about, what it's for, how you can get it. And we do something a little different the first few days of school. The first 4 days of school, we call it Cornerstone Week, and we don't crack the books. We talk about what it means to be a Lawrence Jones student. We talk about little things like how you are to enter this theater, and we have a custom here at Lawrence Jones, all hats come off, students meet inside place, and we talk about that. We also talk about what it means to care about the community at large, to care about the community of Lawrence Jones. And these are a couple of shots from that week. We have that's actually the Chief Masterson that was here giving a talk to our students during the 4th day of this Cornerstone Week. There are some great team building exercises that we do on that last day and actually throughout. Sometimes you can't hardly see it here, but we had a project where we planted some flowers in the shape of an L and a J that actually got taken out because they had to put some fencing in the front. But just we do school projects like that. We planted a bunch of bulbs on the side here as folks drive in, and they're actually beautiful now. So we do some school projects. We talk about pride, togetherness, and also their individual goals for the year. So Jaguar Merits is our citizenship program that is used school-wide. And so students, just here's a snapshot. Students start with 100 merits, and they gain and lose merits based on their behavior. And every trimester, and actually every half trimester, we recognize them by giving them little, like an early out lunch, like the root beer float that I talked about. That's an event if you have over 100 merits. But also we do gift card drawings that PTSA sponsors. We do that every morning in our morning announcements for a week, starting the trimester. And so we try to really praise that student that comes to school and does a good job, and they're kind of like your low maintenance kid. We really want to focus on those kids coming and doing a good job. And at any given time, we have a good 700 of our students that have over 7 out of 800 that have over 100 merits, or at least are eligible over 70. So the idea about merits is if you drop below 70, there's no field trips for you, there's no dances for you, there's no sports for you. So there's a lot of motivation to go ahead and be a good citizen and make sure that they're operating, in the school rules here at Lawrence Jones. So merits are taken, and they're also given. We want to catch kids being good, and so that's a big part of the merit program as well. We give them merits for showing our different cornerstones. We give them merits. This is every adult in the school can give merits for showing just responsibility, returning signatures, things like that. So we really try to catch kids being good. And some verbiage on our merits. You'll get that next time. It's in our handbook. It's online. But basically, every trimester it starts over. So if they didn't have a great trimester, of course, we're working with that student the whole way through. Ms. Roden is working with that student as assistant principal the whole way through. And there's different meetings to make sure that we can offer them opportunities to restore their merits. But if the trimester didn't work out, they start the next trimester with 100 merits. And even if kids that had 250 merits, they would start over with 100. A little bit more on merits. So it's an idea of recovery and restitution. So things aren't working out, maybe you made some bad choices, but what do you plan to do about it? How do you plan to make it better? And so this is a system that kind of goes over that. A lot of parent communication involved in that. In fact, on our parent portal, you can see our merits, and you can see, not our merits, you can see your students' merits, your child's merits, and you can have those conversations about just citizenship. So here's some of our merit award activities that we offer for students. And here's a quick picture tour of LJMS, because I really wanted you to see our beautiful campus. And with the passage of Measure C, it's going to get even better, because we're going to get brand new paint, which is fantastic. We're going to get a brand new band and choir room that's right out front on the driveway coming in. So we have some exciting things coming directly because of the bond that just passed. So I took this today, gloomy weather. This is at lunch, and with 800 kids here, sometimes it's it's a concern. It's like, is it crowded? Well, this doesn't feel crowded to me. There's some kids over there on the benches, but a lot of kids are up back too on the blacktops playing basketball. We have some kids that they eat their lunch really, really quick, and they just go play basketball. That's what they choose to do. Other students choose to hang out in our outdoor amphitheater here. And our office is way over here. This is our theater right here. This is the building that we're in right now. This is our beautiful gym. So maybe if you have not had a child in school, maybe you've been to our gym because of CYO. That's very entirely possible because we have like every CYO game in town here, it seems like. I think that was out of place. That was the Mummy Project. Many of our classrooms, in fact, next year, all of our classrooms are going to be outfitted with it's either a 70 or an 80-inch TV that's used for large screen display. This is a sixth grade classroom. That's Miss Curry there, points to a chart on the wall. And that was just today. I just walked in and snapped a picture just so you guys could see. This is Miss Seipel here, and that's the students that are on teams, and they're playing a game that they made up. They had to come up with rules and kind of test it for fairness and kind of like a little bit of R&D to come up with a kind of a nice, new, and different game. So I made her stand into this picture. That she did. Here's another panoramic, and so sometimes the panoramic kind of messes up the dimensions, but this is our gym. A couple weekends ago, was transformed by our MS Pava group, our Performing Arts Booster. They performed it into like a banquet hall for a pasta feed that our band and drama programs put on. And we had band playing, and that was for Tech Middle and for Lawrence Jones. It was a really nice event. I just can't believe that's our gym, really. This is Mr. Mint's classroom. There's lots of interesting creatures and things in there. And so yeah, he's talking to the students about their project. Mr. Nelson's class, he was here as well. This is our Tech Arts classroom. So we have a computer lab, which actually looks pretty similar. Those are PCs. These are just beautiful big Macs that we have for our digital arts classroom. So we want those high-powered computers to be able to do exactly what we want for the students. And this is a math classroom, and the teacher is teaching math on that large screen display. And you see some projects here where some of the straw shapes that they built. And this is what our science classrooms look like for 7th and 8th grades. Now, if you remember when I pointed out Miss Curry, that's kind of what our 6th grade classes look like. They really do. They look like, for the most part, elementary classrooms. But when the students get into 7th and 8th grade, we do want more opportunities to do lots of more of the harder sciences. So these are actually stations that are slate tables, and they're outfitted with, it's full science outfitting with gas and Bunsen burners and the whole 9 yards, all kinds of science equipment. And so this is Mr. Sullivan's classroom, Michelle LJ. And this is an ASD event that was going on at lunch today. They're selling flowergrams right now because it's Valentine's is coming up. This is a 6th grade classroom. This is Miss Hawkins. Again, she has a large screen display. The kids are, I think we're working on history at this point. And then I had to pop in with Mr. Greg Reddy, and he was on prep. He didn't have students, so I felt sorry for him, so I just took a picture of Mr. Greg Reddy in his classroom. So that's another 6th grade classroom there. And what I wanted to show you is if you go, if you go to our website, which is right here, if you wanted to capture that, it already went. If you kind of want to see what's going on campus, we try to keep our website as up to date as possible, but you can also get a sense of what's going on campus. There's a Twitter feed that has pictures just about every day. It is not on here for some reason. Okay. It is on there. I don't know if it's the size of the screen or what, so my apologies. There it is. There's the trailer. So this is, oh, there it was. Sorry. So this is, right here, this is our class. Right now they're working on paper mache, which is a big project that they ended up doing. And if you just scroll down, there's just little bits and pieces from campus life, school life that's going on here. The Spirit Day, which was here, Superhero Day for ASB. And this was from our pasta feed. And if you see that blue creature up in the corner, right there, that's our band teacher that was dressed up as Darth Vader. Well, now he's Sully because it was a Disney theme, so he connected the whole thing as Sully, which was pretty awesome. So check out our website, and be happy to answer questions at this point. You have Ms. Tyke and Ms. Broden here that can help you answer questions as well. So we hope that you will join us very, very soon here at Morris Jones, and we'll have a more particular parent info night later on. If you stay for the doubleheader, by the way, I really appreciate it. I know it's 2 hours, long haul.